Can you explain the term patriarchy for us?
Coming on to fundamental duties.
Yes.
According to you, which fundamental duty is best?
What makes you believe that Maharashtra will be able to become 1 trillion economy?
What are the learnings from Mumbai Dabbawala that a corporate or even administration can adopt?
Anoop, you are an IT engineer. Tell me, what do you understand by cloud computing?
May I come in, sir?
Yes, come in.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Please introduce yourself to the board.
So my name is Anoop Tiwari. I am 25 years old. I have completed my schooling and high schooling from Mumbai. I have completed my graduation in information technology from Mumbai. Thereafter, I worked in corporate sector for 1.5 years, and now I am preparing for civil services examination.
You worked for almost 3 years in the
Yes,
corporate
sir.
sector.
Yes.
I can see from your DEF that initially you joined a company where you are drawing a salary of 58,000.
Yes, sir.
Thereafter, you left and joined another company where your salary was reduced to 40,000.
Yes, sir.
Why so?
So initially it was a campus placement, and later on, sir, I was preparing simultaneously for civil services examination also. So I had taken a job which was little comfortable for me, considering that I have to work as well as manage time for studies.
Okay. You tell me, you are basically an engineering graduate. Why have you opted a subject like sociology as your optional paper for the civil services?
So after studying 4 years for engineering, I thought I need little fresh start. So that is why I took a humanities subject to reduce the monotonous graduation subject, because studying that subject for 5 years, 6 years, for me it brings more boredom and kills innovation. So for that reason I took sociology. It will be something new which I can start afresh, and the learning curve will be again good in the start.
How sociology is going to help you as a subject in policy formulation in the government?
So it helps me to understand what exactly are the challenges faced by society, by every section of the society, how society moves from one form to another. For example, from a industrial state to a post-industrial state or a post-modernized state. How patriarchy is visible in different forms in society. How even people with Western outlook still have a Indian culture in them. So in that way, it can help me formulate better policies, and I can be more adaptable.
Can you explain the term patriarchy for us?
Patriarchy is a system in which men assume greater power, preference and privileges as compared to other genders.
Do you think everything is bad in patriarchy, or something good is also there in patriarchy?
So the basic tenets of humanity will be good, but rest all are generally bad, because it is assumed that men carry greater power, privileges, and they outperform women in every aspect, and it is an assumption which is created right in the beginning, and based on that the capability of women and men are judged. So in that way it is wrong.
Okay, you have done your graduation in IT, I believe, isn't it? Tell me, and you have also studied sociology, how technology is shaping social interactions in the present day country?
So especially during COVID times, there was a new way of digital interaction, where even when relatives or friends were away from each other, they used Skype meetings. Then there were Skype weddings happening. Along with that, movements like Me Too movements have shaped women movements across the world, even without physical connections. Along with that, sir, I feel that people are better able to assess their position in the society. They are more integrated into the society, especially at the grassroots level, where panchayats and social audits are done via digital media. So in that way, it has digitally integrated the society.
So what negative impact it has made in the social interactions?
Sir, the bias and stereotype which is created, it spreads very fast. Secondly, the body shaming which happens on digital platforms is something we have to be aware of.
And at the individual level, if you look at the growth of a child to adolescence and then youth, do you see any change?
Yes, sir. Now I feel that children are more used to the mobile phones and digital gadgets right since a very young age. So after 3 or 4 years itself, their growth is on YouTube, and they prefer watching mobile phones. So in that way, yes, the one aspect is mental health, and second is eyes and other disorders of the body, which we have to be aware of.
Okay, thank you.
Anoop.
Yes,
Okay. Anoop, you are basically from Mumbai, or you are presently staying in Mumbai?
From Mumbai, sir, but since past 1 year I am in Delhi.
Acha, you are in Delhi. You are preparing for UPSC.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, suppose I want to amend my voter ID card. Now, could you please tell me what is the procedure for amending the voter ID card? You have a voter ID card, right? Please tell me.
Sir, I think I will firstly require an address proof for it, which I will have to show it to the government, maybe Election Commission of India.
Have you voted in the previous election?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, you never bothered to check how to amend the voter ID card?
So there are, according to me, there are regional offices of Election Commission of India to which we have to submit our.
Who directly approach regional offices? What the government has been doing? Have any idea about it?
Sir, I think there is an online application also for it.
Yes.
Yes, sir. On which we can update our documents, and the changed document can it can come to our. Yes.
Coming on to fundamental duties. Now, according to you, which fundamental duty is best? And what are those fundamental duties you believe, or what are the duties that you believe that it should be added in Part 4A of the Indian Constitution? Please.
Yes. Sir, I think all fundamental duties are necessary for proper
Please
functioning.
tell me some fundamental duties.
To abide by the national ideals, national flag, national anthem.
That is one. Then,
Yes, sir. To protect wildlife, environment, and forest.
okay.
To respect the dignity of women. That is another fundamental duty.
The which fundamental duty it is?
Sir, the article number I don't remember.
Okay. Then
Sir, in 51A, the which one out of the 10 I don't remember.
you don't know your fundamental duties?
Sir, I do know, but I don't remember the numbers.
Nevertheless, now you were talking about COVID pandemic, right? And but why we have seen that, because you are a sociology student, but why we have seen that the cases of domestic violence, we have seen that there are, of course, a rise of those cases, domestic violence in particular, and of course there are situations which has resulted in lot of matrimonial dispute that occurred during the COVID pandemic, right?
Yes.
So my question to you is, because you are a sociology student, why these things actually happened? How would you analyze with the perspective of sociology?
So, from sociological point of view, firstly, since people were more connected than ever, they started entering the personal spaces of each other, which started to create a degree of tension between the relatives, husband, wife, or for that matter, parents and the child. That was one reason. Secondly, as far as we are in a technological world, the impact of digital media was quite high on everyone. So it was more visible. The violence was more reported, more visible, because people could directly complain via digital media or on cyber cell. So for that reason, sir, I feel these are the two main reasons why there was an increase in cases.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Anoop.
Yes, ma'am.
So you've come from Mumbai. You said you living in
Yes,
Mumbai.
ma'am.
You've come from Mumbai to Delhi.
Yes, ma'am. Not today, not this thing, but
Have you stayed in Delhi for some time?
1 year, for the
1 year.
past 1 year. Yes, ma'am.
What did you see in Delhi?
I was not that aware in Delhi because I was studying, but yes, it's a cosmopolitan city.
Tell me any historical monument that you've seen in Delhi.
Red Fort.
Do you know something about Red Fort?
No, ma'am, I have not visited it.
It's all right. You see, Maharashtra is going to play a very important role in India becoming a 5 trillion economy. And Maharashtra has its own goal of becoming a 1 trillion economy. What makes you believe that Maharashtra will be able to become 1 trillion economy?
Ma'am, the current GDP of Maharashtra is around $500 billion and they expect it to be $1 trillion. For that, they have Maharashtra industrial policy. Along with that, stable law and order system, safety, and a good business environment where Maharashtra has been on the top of attracting the FDI for the last 1 decade. I feel that is the prime reason why Maharashtra will be able to maintain a sustainable...
You see, I've always wondered that GST collection from Maharashtra is one of the highest.
Yes, ma'am.
What is it that makes people, comply with the GST and not evade tax in Maharashtra? Is there anything cultural in Maharashtra?
I think it's a well-established system, and there are special economic zones. There is SEZ in Andheri in Mumbai. So there most of the companies are located, and from there most of the GST comes. So about evasion of tax, I think, ma'am, it is a national feature going on everywhere. But
Okay, lately I heard this term called land jihad, which has some context with Maharashtra. Have you heard about this term?
no, ma'am, land jihad, I'm not aware of it.
It's all right. You are a student of sociology. Can you tell me any example of patriarchal bargain that you have seen in your life?
Yes, ma'am. I can. In my company itself, when I see that males are comparatively at a higher position compared to women, so the women starts bargaining with the system for power. And
Is that what patriarchal bargain is?
yes, ma'am. When women is not able to, is not given the rights or the powers which she actually deserves in the society, she starts bargaining with the system itself for maintaining her self identity.
Okay, and what is an anomy? Can you give me an example of anomy from your life?
Anomi, ma'am, from my life was during COVID time when it was a monotonous work life, sitting from home, and I could not differentiate
That's a good
between
example.
professional work culture and home
Yeah.
work culture.
Your hobby is watching AI related videos. Now, when I think of AI, I become fearful. I think of the deep fake case of an actress that happened. AI might add to productivity in the economy, but the fear that it brings, how do you think we can deal with that fear?
For that, I think international collaboration firstly is needed. The recent step of Delhi Declaration on AI was a good step in this direction, because AI is not a national phenomena. It can spread across the borders, and it is.
But tell me what to do if AI goes rogue. What are my options right now? Let's say I'm using an AI platform and it goes rogue.
Currently there is no specific provision as such, but it is covered under Information Technology Act, Section 43A, where if the private data is leaked or it is not used in a proper way, then it can attract certain provisions as of now. But government is planning to introduce certain AI laws in India, and it is taking help from Niti Aayog's
Okay, my
AI
last question
initiative.
to you is, can AI replace civil servants?
Ma'am, it will not replace civil servants, but it will add them in their decision making. That is the most important thing. Smart city management, land usage, everything. It can be better if we use AI. So it will help in policy decision making to a great extent.
Okay.
Anoop, you are from Mumbai and right now you are residing in Delhi, right?
Yes.
Delhi is very badly known for its pollution, the bad air quality. And interestingly, since last few years, Mumbai is also facing the same problem of that bad air quality. So, what are the specific reasons for Mumbai air becoming bad as compared to, other cities? Yeah.
So Delhi is more noticed for pollution because the media houses are located here, and it becomes very
Mumbai,
prominent.
specific reasons
Yes,
for
sir.
Mumbai.
But Mumbai in the last 2 years is also showing a lot of pollution. The main difference between Delhi and Mumbai is that Delhi is surrounded by cities on all the sides, neighboring states and cities. So it becomes a gas chamber. Whereas in Mumbai, it is located on an island on all 4 sides or 3 sides. So for that reason, the pollution disperses off. But recently, due to increase in urbanization and redevelopment is happening a lot in Mumbai. Every 3-story or 4-story building has been converted into a 20 floors tower. So for that reason, on every street, around 10-15 buildings are undergoing construction. So that is releasing a lot of ash, fly ash and other things. Secondly, vehicular pollution is a major issue in Mumbai.
So that is for both the cities, no issues. You have worked in corporates also. In corporates, we study about one of the particular sectors of Mumbai, which is called as Mumbai Dabbawala, right?
Yes.
What are the learnings from Mumbai Dabbawala that a corporate or even the administration can adopt?
Yes. I think many case studies of Harvard and IIM Bangalore also based on Dabbawala's efficiency. So basically only 1 out of 10 lakh dabbas they misplace. Other than that, everything is delivered properly, and it is a very good networking of people. They use public transport, they use all green facilities like bicycle and public transport only. So in that way we can learn the green concept from them. And secondly, their management is quite good. They have local networks, and the logistical support which they get from the government is something we can learn from it.
Fine. You are a student of sociology also. In recent times, we have seen that some of the dominant caste groups, right, like Marathas are the ones, they are demanding for reservation, right? What is your take on that?
Sir, I think Marathas do deserve reservation, deserve the reservation thing. But however, sir, one thing is that the 96 clans which form the Marathas is still very not very clear. So in that way, government has set up a committee to identify which are the needy communities. Secondly, Honorable Supreme Court has said that out of the last 60 years, around 35 years has been under Maratha chief ministers, and Marathas occupy a prominent position in every section of the administration. So in that case, Supreme Court has said that violating the 50% Indira Sawhney judgment case is not right in case of Maratha reservation. So the only way it can be done is by including them in OBC under Kunbi category, farmers. However, government is deciding that which needy Marathas should be given reservation under the OBC category.
Fine. You are also a student of information technology, right? There are allegations on government of snooping or spying the data of opposition leaders and journalists through some of the specific spywares like Pegasus. How, how can we evade such kind of spying? Even if, suppose I am a journalist, how can I make myself safe from these spywares?
Sir, firstly, we should not click on any unwanted links. We should be aware of the apps which we are downloading. We should regularly update our Android or the iOS system. And we should follow guidelines of the government, whatever it is saying that a particular application needs to be uninstalled. We need to follow those procedures as far as individual point of view is concerned. And as far as other stakeholders like government and private players are concerned, I think open source softwares are helping in tackling these, where individual hackathon challenges or modification on the existing platforms makes the platform more robust.
Right. And my last question to you is that give us some of the tips through which we can save our privacy from our data being leaked through these Aadhaar kind of portals.
Sir, I think we should not provide our Aadhaar to places where it is not necessary or where it is not needed as such. For example, if you are entering a restaurant and if it is demanding an Aadhaar, it has no point of giving there. So wise use of Aadhaar is the main thing, because digital privacy is in our hands. The way we use our data, the way we give our data to someone, that is an issue. And as far as government's UPI Aadhaar data is concerned, there needs to be better mechanisms to ensure that the recent issue of data theft from Aadhaar does not happen again. For that we need, government is developing its own cloud, Meghraj, and there are many more things where we will have our own cloud, own systems in place.
Thank you, Anoop. Sir.
Anoop, you are an IT engineer. Tell me, what do you understand by cloud computing?
So cloud computing is a technology where data is fed into a massive cloud. Basically is a term which means a set of data storage technique where huge amounts of data can be stored, processed, analyzed.
What are the type of services that we get from cloud computing?
Sir, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service,
and
software as a service.
Right. Okay. And which are the government schemes or government programs which are making use of cloud computing in India?
Schemes which are making use.
Any idea about DigiLocker?
DigiLocker.
What is this?
So DigiLocker is a application where we can store our digital documents. Store our documents in a digital.
Are you making use of it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which type of documents you have stored there?
Sir, I've stored Aadhaar, PAN card, and driving license.
Okay. Now in AI, there's a famous experiment which is known as Chinese room experiment. Can you tell me what is it that?
Sir, I'm not aware of the Chinese room experiment. Is it to do with the Go experiment?
Okay, you can look it up. Now if we come to international relations, so there has been this conflict going on between Israel and Hamas. So what is Indian government's stand on that?
Sir, India stands for two-nation theory, where it recognizes Palestine as an independent country. However, it aims for peaceful resolution.
Is Palestine a member of United Nations?
No, so far it has not been. I feel.
What status does it have?
Observer status, in my opinion.
Okay, one other entity also has observer status. Which is that?
So if I can make a guess, is it Gaza Strip?
No. There has been some talk about climate change negotiations that have just taken place. So where does this COP28 took place?
Sir, I'm not aware of it.
COP28.
Yes, sir, recently.
Okay. So what is the new development with the loss and damage fund, and what is it?
Loss and damage fund. Sir, I have not read about COP28 so far.
Okay, no problem. You also have sociology as your optional. So can you tell me, like, what is intersectional approach in sociology?
So intersectional approach means that when we study any social phenomena, it should be studied from multiple points of view. For example, women, men, transgender, similarly black women, white women. So intersectional approach. Then another one is that we take multiple layers of approach. For example, a Dalit woman or a transgender Dalit woman, that is third level of intersectionality, where they are the most oppressed.
Okay, correct. My last question to you: what is doxing in social media?
Doxing?
Yes.
I'm not aware of it.
Thank you, sir.
You must be aware that Indian Penal Code, CRPC and Evidence Act have been renamed. First, what are the changed names of IPC, CRPC and Evidence Act?
Indian Evidence Act is Bharatiya Sakshata.
Sakshata, not Sakshata, it's a Saksha Sanghita.
Saksha. And IPC is, sir, I had read about it, but I keep forgetting.
IPC is Nyaya Samhita and Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanghita is CRPC. Okay. Nyaya Samhita, have you gone through the changes which have been made in the Act?
Yes.
So, what major changes have been effected in the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita?
Sir, terrorism is first time included into the list of offences, and a proper tenure for imprisonment is given to it. Secondly,
it is the word only terrorism, or certain other words have also been
terrorism
included?
and unlawful and anti-national activities have been defined.
Okay.
And secondly, sir, mob lynching has been introduced this time, and strict cases against it has been taken.
Okay.
Thirdly, sir, domestic violence against women, and child rape, the penalty level for these has been raised to a higher level.
There is a provision. Are you aware that if someone has a physical relationship with a woman on the promise of marriage and he backs out, then what happens?
Sir, it will be included in a fraud, I think, fraud case under IPC.
Criminal offence.
Criminal offence.
Okay, thank you very much. Your interview is over.
Thank you,
go
sir.
now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sit down, Anoop. When is your interview?
17th January.
17 January. Which attempt is this for you?
Second attempt.
Second attempt. And first interview? Okay. How was your experience today?
Sir, it was good.
Could you assess your performance?
Yes, sir. Environment and certain sections are a bit weak because I have not covered it yet.
You see, you are a good candidate, Anoop. But there are certain things which you must tell you so that those things don't happen when you go for the interview. When you entered, you did not greet anybody. You just entered casually.
Okay.
This is a big no. And this will reduce your marks by 10% at least. Because these are the matters of etiquette. And a prospective civil servant is not supposed to be compromising on the issues of etiquette.
Yes.
So once you enter, when you go for the interview, make sure that you enter with a positive body language. Greet board members enthusiastically and wait for from the chairman to give you the permission to sit.
Okay.
Then only you should sit. So that is one area where we saw you faltered like anything. So that is first takeaway from this mock, that this should not happen when you go for the interview. Okay, that is very important. Otherwise, what happens? The very first impression is the last impression. So that will harm you more than giving you any benefit. That is number one. You are basically an IT engineer.
Yes.
Worked in private sector, opted for sociology. So you have a very varied background, and so you should expect questions on anything and everything related. But focus will be AI because you have an interest in AI also. So some questions related to technology. What way it will be asked? We tried in our own way to ask you certain questions. But what questions will you ask is not important. How you respond to those questions is very important. So at times what we found while you were speaking, that in certain questions, where you didn't know, doesn't matter. But wherever you didn't know, there also you try to make an attempt. That should be strictly avoided. You don't know, doesn't matter. Like COP28, although you are supposed to be knowing, is a burning topic. Everybody knows it. So when you go back, you read about COP28, all that is why this fund and all that was asked, questions on the fund was asked.
Okay.
So once you have understood the subject, you will understand. And it relates to climate change, it relates to environment, energy, so many things are there. Women, so all those issues are there. So whatever little time is there, you refresh your current affairs issues. Okay. Then your topical issues, opinion-based issues like Maratha reservation, should it be given or not? You are free to take a point of view, but you should be giving cogent, logical explanation for that.
Yes.
So think of that, because you are working in the Maharashtra, probably, and this is one of the important issues, some questions related to this will be asked. So if you are endorsing it, supporting it, give 2-3 points. Not long points, just short points and bullet point type of thing. So current affairs you should brush up. Then you should not be asking a counter question to a board member. Like, well, we're discussing about the against AI, Chinese room experiment and all that.
Okay.
You ask the board member, actually, you mean this, sir? So this is not the way of asking a counter question. Then regarding your Israel and Palestine, your answer was two-nation theory. It is two-state, not two-nation, isn't it? So it's a two-state theory. So you have to be very, very careful about choosing the words. Selection of words is very important. Otherwise, you have all the good qualities of becoming a good civil servant. Have confidence in yourself.
Yes, sir.
Go with a positive body language. Don't forget about all those formalities and all that. Your shirt, you are going to wearing this shirt only.
No, sir, different one.
Body fit shirt will be all right. Okay, otherwise coming out and all that. Make sure that when you go for the interview, right now you are sitting with one button open, one button closed. Why? I'm asking you this question. Feel free to tell me why somebody has asked you to
No,
open.
sir. Before this, I think I had opened both.
So you should
Now
open
when I
both.
came
So you make it a habit.
Yes, sir.
So that you don't forget that day. That is important. Okay. Otherwise, just work on these things and you will be doing good. Your knowledge base is very nice. Wherever you knew it.
Yes, sir.
Is the way how you present yourself. So there is some little scope for improvement. If you are able to work on that, you will be really giving a much better performance on that day. Any specific question if you have in mind?
No, sir. About time gap after question has been asked, am I taking
The time
more
gap is we didn't notice that.
Okay.
We didn't notice that.
Speed of
The speed was also all right. Your communication skill is good. You could communicate your ideas freely. That is another good quality in you. Only thing is, think before you speak, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that you don't have, number one, don't have to ask the concerned board member, sir, I couldn't get your question. You should be intelligent enough, smart enough to understand the intent of the question. Okay. And then opinion, take anything, but give logic for that. Okay.
Sir, and one last question. Since 17 days are left, so like what is the preparation level?
You
so
see,
far?
your
What do you
current
think, sir?
affairs you have to brush up.
Yes, sir.
Current affairs, lot of things like your acts also, Evidence Act and all that. We had some perfunctory knowledge, but we expected a more elaborate knowledge so that you are able to explain to us in so many words what are the changes and whether these changes are there is a thinking in the country that is a kind of a old wine in a new bottle. There is hardly any change. So although the government says it is end of the colonial era, but it continues to be colonial in nature. That kind of again opinion-based questions may be asked. But before that, you should prepare at least 3-4 salient features. Evidence Act, what changes have been made. Your CRPC, what changes have been made. IPC, what changes have been made. And what is the genesis of IPC, CRPC and all that. From where historically, from where these acts have come. If you look at the British era, then you will find the genesis. You have to go back to the Macaulay and all to find out the genesis of it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So just prepare thoroughly. That's the current affairs is very important for you. Sociology or knowledge appears to be fine. Whatever little questions, but there also you should be fully aware of the Indian sociological thinkers, their contributions, their practices, their relevance in modern day India. So those things, some opinion-based questions may be asked. Do you think that Sanskritization is still prevalent in the country in modern India? That kind of a question. So you should be prepared to face such questions. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And most importantly, have confidence.
Yes.
And go with a positive body language and a smile on face.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.